Mr. Darren Washington on the show. Darren, how are you this evening?
Hey, man, I'm blessed and highly favored. How are you?
Man, excellent. You know what? What does this day mean to a motivational speaker and talk show host such as yourself?
You know what, Gerard? First of all, let me say the great job that you're doing on CLTV and hosting these programs on various topics that we all need to know and be educated on.
Thank you.
But this day is most important because it shows that no matter what race, creed, or color you are, anything is possible.
Yeah.
And the bottom line, Gerard, is that we need to make sure that in this era of change, that we look within ourselves to make the right changes so we can make the United States of America the powerhouse that it needs to be. But most importantly, with this day, I was really happy for the young people to be able to see that anything can happen and look at where we were in the 1930s, 40s, and 50s and look at where we are now in the new millennium. And we know that with this election, that there is hard times. But if we as a United States of America stick together, work together, love each other, and work together, we can accomplish anything.
Yeah, you know, Darren, that's interesting what you say, because what I've encountered day to day is that people complain a lot, Darren. They complain, and sometimes the solution is right in front of them. All it takes is for someone to get up, stand up, and start working on the problem. Darren, what do you think about that?
Man, I think people are glad to complain, because if they didn't have anything to complain about, people don't want happiness. They have been to a point where they have been so unhappy for so long, complaining about something for so long, that if we are in utopia, they begin to think that if they don't have anything to complain about, is something wrong.
Wow.
We need to look within ourselves and do the best job that we can do raising our children, looking after our communities, and take a deep breath and say, you know what, today was a good day.
Yeah, you know, you're absolutely right. Darren, let's get into the educational component, man. You know, of course, he chose Arne Duncan as the Secretary of Education. Many people think that Arne Duncan's too young. He doesn't have the experience. Talk to that.
Hey, man, you know what? You know, back here, we always heard you're too young. But we know, and one thing I like about Arne Duncan is that he was over the Chicago Public Schools. First of all, the president should put somebody in place that he trusts. If he trusts Arne Duncan, then he should be there. And Gerard, I'm not upset about it at all, because being a member of a school board myself, it's good to have a Secretary of Education right next door to you in Illinois, being in Indiana. I'm glad it's not somebody way in Texas or, you know, somewhere else, Louisiana. We got somebody right at home. And Arne Duncan understands urban communities. He understands urban education. And I think it's an excellent choice. And so we have to wait and see what Mr. Duncan does. But I believe that we have to give our president a chance, give his appointees a chance, because one thing I hope people understand is that solutions are not going to come overnight.
Yeah.
It took us some time to get in this mess. It's going to take us hopefully a little less time to get out.
That's right. Darren, on a final note, man, will the presidency of Barack Obama prompt black boys in urban areas to wear a belt and pick up their pants?
Oh, Gerard, you just know how to hit the right question.
Come on now. Come on now.
I love about the election with Barack, and just going this to him being an African-American man, now there is no excuse for black-on-black crime.
Yeah.
There is no excuse for the gangbanging, no excuse for black boys killing black boys, black men killing black men, black men disrespecting black women, black men disrespecting men, women disrespecting anything. So there are no excuses now for any of my younger brothers to say that I can't achieve, because we have reached the pinnacle far as a position is concerned. So if a brother can be excuse me, ironically speaking, if a African-American man can be president, then a young African-American boy, young man, and a man can achieve the heights that he wants to achieve.
Wow, Darren, you know, that's what I'm talking about, man. See, you know, if I've seen it once, I've seen it 1,000 times. We make excuses for stuff that is very simple. And that tires me, man. I mean, that fatigues me to no end. These are simple solutions. And you know, one final note, Darren, I think it's beautiful, man, just to see Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, a loving couple in the White House. I think that's a wonderful thing, man. They're young, you know, know, they're very, very, you know, touchy-feely. I kind of like that. Darren, talk to me.
Man, I think it's awesome, man. It promotes marriage, and
Yes.
that's one thing that we need to promote marriage. That's one thing that exudes in the essence of Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. First of all, it's a man who is taking charge, a woman who has influence, and that is not only supportive of him, but speaks very strongly, is very articulate, and they love each other.
Yes.
Like you said, you see the emotion. You see it's just not a business deal, but it is actually love. And to me, Gerard, that's what marriage is about.
That's right. Hey, Darren Washington, man, how did you feel the moment you saw Barack Obama's hand on that Abraham Lincoln Bible taking the oath? How did you feel? And then I'm going to go to break.
Hey, man, it brought a tear to my eye because not only in the trials and tribulations that we all face, we all can do anything. Anything is possible in the United States of America. And Gerard, we live in the best place on the planet. Regardless of the problems that we have, regardless of the controversies, I would never pick anywhere else to live other than the United States of America.
Wow, Darren Washington, talk show host, school board member. He's a motivational speaker, and he's an author. Thanks for being on Garrard McClendon Live, Darren.
Thank you, brother. Keep up the good work.
All right, we appreciate you.